Hello students, today I am going to discuss about law of returns to scale. Law of returns to scale is a long run production function. Before we are discuss law of returns to scale, first of all we should learn what is time periods or how many time periods are in economics production theories. So generally there are three types of time periods in production functions. So they are, first one is market period or very short period, second one short run period, and third one long run period. So first one is very short run or market period, second one is short run period, and third one is long run period. So what is short run period or market period? So market period is very short time period, absolutely no change supply, but demand can increase or decrease. So this is very short run. Second one is short run period. Short run period is longer than market period. Short run period is bigger or longer than market period. Variable factors can be changed while the fixed factors remain constant. So in short run production period, some factors of production. So factors of productions are 4, some of fixed and some factors are constant. Third time period is long run period. So long run period is longer than short run period. Fixed factors, fixed factors and variable factors can be changed in the long run period. So short run period, in short run period is a period in which a producer is unable to change all factors of production to increase output. In short run we cannot change all factors of productions. So factors are, what are the factors of productions? They are land, labor, capital, organization. In short run, out of the 4 factors of production, some of factors are variable factors and some factors are fixed factors. The variable factor is generally is labor, fixed factors are land, capital, organization. So short run production function is law of variable proportion. So law of variable proportion is belongs to short run production function. So this law we already discussed very clearly in your class. So next one is long run production function. Law of returns to scale is belongs to long run production function. Long period is a period in which all factors of productions can be changed by the producer to increase output in the long run production function. All factors of productions are variable factors. It means we can change all factors of productions. Factors of productions is also called production agents. So we can change land, we can change labor, we can change capital, and we can change also organization also. Factors of production. So first factor is land, second factor is labor, third factor is capital, and fourth factor is entrepreneur. So let us discuss law of returns to scale. The concept of law of returns to scale explains the behavior of output when changes are made in the inputs or scale of production. Thus, the relationship between quantities of output and the scale of production inputs in the long run, when all inputs are increased in the same proportion, is called law of returns to scale. In case all inputs are increases in the same proportion and the scale of production is expanded. Listen carefully. In case all inputs land, labor, capital, entrepreneurs, so all inputs are increased in the same proportion and the scale of production is expanded. So when we change all inputs in same proportion, the firm production is expanded. The effect on output may take three forms or three stages, such as increasing returns to scale, constant returns to scale, and diminishing returns to scale. The law of returns to scale examines the relationship between output and the scale of inputs in the long run. When all inputs are increased in the same proportion, when we change all factors of production in the long run, so the effect on output may take three forms or three stages. So the three stages are increasing returns, first one, next constant returns, and last one is decreasing returns. Assumptions. Law of returns to scale having following assumptions, or it's based on the following assumptions. So law of returns to scale having four assumptions, or it's constructed on four assumptions. First assumption is all factors, all means land, labor, capital, organization, all factors are variable factors. So in the law of returns to scale, all factors are variable factors. This is the first assumption. And second one is there is no change in technology. So in law of returns to scale, in the long run production, constant technology, there is no change in technology. So it means the technology remains constant. And third assumption is perfect competition prevails in the market. And last one is returns are measured in physical terms. See, when we are increased all factors of productions, all inputs in same proportion, so the effect on output may take three forms. So for the three stages, first one is increasing returns and constant returns and diminishing returns. So first, increasing returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale. The increasing returns to scale is the percentage change in output is more than percentage change in input is called increasing returns to scale. In here, how much percentage, for example, in here how much percentage in inputs is increased 10, responsively change in output is more than 10 percentage. So it means the percentage change in output is greater than percentage change in inputs. So it is called increasing returns to scale. And second one is constant returns to scale. Constant returns to scale means the percentage change in output is equal percentage change in input. Listen carefully. In constant returns to scale, the percentage change in output is equal percentage change in input. The changes in output and changes in inputs are equal. For example, if we increase 10% inputs, and responsively the change in output is 10 percentage. How much percentage in we change in inputs? 10 percentage, and we get the percentage change in output is 10 percentage. So increasing inputs 10 percentage, and we get the output increasing 10 percentage. So percentage are equal. Constant returns to scale, the percentage change in output is equals to percentage change in input. So this is the second stage, and third one is decreasing returns to scale. So first one is increasing returns to scale, second one is constant returns to scale, and last one decreasing returns to scale. So the percentage change in output is less than percentage change in input is called decreasing returns to scale. The percentage change in output is less than percentage change in input is called decreasing returns to scale. So for example, we change inputs 10 percentage and we get 9 or 8 percentage in output. So the percentage change output is less than percentage change in input is called decreasing returns to scale. The law of returns to scale explains with the help of the table. So in here there are 4 columns. In first column we mentions inputs, we take inputs, and second column total product, and third column is marginal product, and in fourth column we mention stages. So in inputs we increasing in the same proportion, so we increasing 10% in all combinations. So 6 combinations on here. First one is 1 plus 10, 1 labor plus 10 capital, and second combination is 2 labor plus 20 capital. Third combination is 3 labor plus 30 capital. Fourth combination is 4 labor and 40 capital. Fifth combination is 5 labor units and 50 capital units, and last one is 6 labor units and 60 capital. So in every combinations or in every stage we increasing the all inputs same proportion, but we get in different returns. So in the first 2 rows we get increasing returns, and 3 and 4 rows we get constant returns, and last 5 and 6 we get diminishing returns. So the law of returns to scale explains this diagram explains the law of returns to scale. So vertical axis is y-axis and horizontal axis is x-axis. So we measure marginal product on y-axis and inputs in x-axis. So the diagram upward sloping indicates increasing returns to scale. Stage 1 is increasing returns to scale. So point I2 R indicates increasing returns. So increasing returns means the changes, the percentage change in output is more than the percentage change in input. So first stage is increasing returns to scale, upward sloping, and second stage constant returns to scale. So second stage is parallel to horizontal axis, x-axis. So in second stage constant returns, the percentage change in output is equals to percentage change in input. The percentage changes both output and input are equal. So the point R to C indicates the constant returns, so we increases inputs 10 percentage and we get the output increasing 10%. So returns are equals, this means it's a constant returns. And third stage, diminishing returns to scale. So diminishing returns to scale means the percentage change in output is less than percentage change in input is called decreasing returns. So point C to D indicates decreasing or diminishing returns to scale. Causes of increasing returns. In the process of production, many factors are to be used as a whole. It, for example, such factors as machinery, management, etc., cannot be divided into small units. As the firm expands in size, the indivisible factors can be better utilized. It is because of this fact many advantages occurs to the firm. Whenever the firm expands in size, division of labor takes place. As a result, the skill and efficiency of labor is increases. Causes of diminishing returns. As the firm expands its size, it experiences certain economies. Economies means advantage only up to a certain level of output. Any expansion of the firm beyond this optimum unit will leads to diminishing returns. So the law of returns to scale having three stages. So first one is increasing returns, and second one is constant returns, and third one is decreasing returns. So in all these three stages, we increase all inputs in the same proportion, and but we get three different stages. So increasing returns to scale, and constant returns to scale, and diminishing returns to scale. So the law of returns to scale is belongs to long run production. So in long run we can change all factors of production. So we change all factors of production in same proportion, but the effect of output we get different kinds of results. So the different kinds of results are three stages. First one is increasing returns to scale, next one is constant returns to scale, and last one is diminishing returns. So the difference between law of returns to scale and law of variable proportion is variables, factors of productions. So in law of variable proportion, in some of factors are variable factors and some factors are fixed factors, but in long run, in law of returns to scale is belongs to so law of returns to scale is belongs to long run production function. So in long run production, all factors of productions of variable factors. So we can change every factor. We can change land, we can change labor, we can change capital, and we can change organization. So law of returns to scale, we increase all factors of production in same proportion, but we get three different results. So first one is increasing returns, and second one is constant returns, and third one is so this is about law of returns to scale. Thank you.